Good evening, and thank you everyone for joining us. My name is Sheldon Live. I'm the President and CEO of the Mississauga Board of Trade. It was about 2 years ago that I had first learned from chambers in the U.S. that were having a tremendous amount of success offering group travel programs to their members, businesses in the community, as well as residents, with a lot of positive take-up and feedback. And as a result, Mississauga Board of Trade this past April was one of the first Canadian chambers to offer this sort of group travel opportunity, taking our first trip to China that was extremely successful. And we have a second trip going next month. So in this year alone, we have taken over 120 people on a group trip to China. This coming spring, April of 2013, we have India as our next destination. And the dates are April 11th to the 20th for 10 days. And the deadline for booking this trip is December the 21st. It is an adventurous program encompassing 10 days from departure to returning back to Toronto, taking you to 3 northern Indian cities, Delhi, Jaipur, and Agra, staying in deluxe accommodations with tours to many world-famous sites, including places like the Taj Mahal, that are full of history, culture, beautiful architecture, and an opportunity to experience India's emerging economy. There will be lots of opportunities for shopping, and for those that do have a business interest, in addition to the benefits of traveling with other businesses, you'll also have an opportunity to participate on the last day in a business meeting that we're looking forward to setting up with some of our business contacts in India. You'll be traveling in comfortable buses between cities, with English-speaking tour guides that are extremely knowledgeable, and breakfast is included every day on the trips with choices for lunch and dinners. I have spoken to other chambers that have participated on this similar Indus Travels trip to India, and positive feedback has been tremendous. One thing that they've consistently said that it is very over sensory stimulating: the sights, the sounds, and the tastes. And to top things off, this travel opportunity is available all-inclusive for $2,450 Canadian, taxes included, and that's for MBOT members, including their employees, as well as any companions traveling and staying in the same room with you. And for non-members, they add $200 more. We're pleased to be partnering with Indus Travels, a company that has been in the international tour business for over 10 years, in providing this trip. And we're pleased today to have Harish Shroff with us, who will be speaking in more details about the trip. Also partnering with us is our local travel partner, and that is Travel Professionals International. And we have here Naki Asan, who will also be able to answer any questions that you might have around insurance, cancellation insurance, medical insurance, visas, or any other type of travel type of advice or answers that you require. One thing that I should state is that this is not a trade mission. We categorize them as familiarization trips, an opportunity to get oriented, to have an opportunity to experience firsthand the sights, the sounds, the culture, the history, the environment of these foreign jurisdictions. So it's going to be a very adventurous and exciting opportunity, and we look forward to having many of you join us on this great adventure. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our tour partner, and representing Indus Travels is Harish Shroff.
So good evening everyone once again. My name is Harish and I'm from Indus Travel. Before I begin, how many of you have been to India? No? So Sheldon, you can actually give registration form to everyone. I'm sure by the end of this presentation, everybody would be really excited to join on the trip. I am really excited whenever I speak about the India trip. Yeah. Before I get into the presentation, a little bit about Indus Travel. We definitely are specialized in exotic destinations, and we also try to show the culture, the places that we do. We will show you. We try to show you all the culture and history and the real importance of the destinations where we take you. Yes, sir. So as Sheldon said, we've been in the business for the last 12 years. We do more than India. We do Asia, Middle East, and Latin America. These are some of our prime destinations. So we do Turkey, Egypt, we do Brazil, Peru, and we definitely started with India. We have our own office in India. That's the reason we are very strong in the India market. We've been awarded by the Indian government as the best tour operator in North America for four years in a row, and very well known in the tourism department for our services in India. So, little more about the company. It's a Canadian-based company. My head office is in Vancouver. All the staff who handles these destinations have been to these places. For example, I've been to India. Some of my staff have been to Turkey, Egypt. So anyone who's handling the inquiries or the travel destinations have very good knowledge about the destination. And we have all these accreditations. We are ACTA member. We are ASTA member. We have the British Columbia license. So whenever you're traveling abroad, you really want to make sure that you're traveling with a good and sound company. So very, very simple formula that we have designed on these trips especially. We try to negotiate very good with the hotels and the airlines, and we try to bring you the best in price and quality, making sure that you really enjoy these trips and recommend more people. So a little bit about India before we start about India. As you all know, India is 7th largest landmass. Canada is number 3, so 3rd largest landmass. Canada has a population of 33 million, whereas India has a population of 1 billion something, and while we are talking right now, it's still increasing. 23 official languages. I will touch a little bit more on that. If the Britishers had not come, we would not be able to communicate with each other, because the north person will not be able to speak to the south person and things so forth. Religion-wise, you will be surprised that India has all the religions. We have Hindu, Muslim, Christians, you name it, any religion on this earth is in India. And to my surprise, the highest population of Muslims is actually in India. The 2nd largest Muslim population people is actually in India. We are a democratic country, and the currency that we use is INR, which is roughly equivalent to $1 is equivalent to 55 Indian rupees. So you'll learn more as we go along on the presentation. India has a lot to offer. It's a big country, even though it's smaller than Canada, but it has, from the north to the south, it has a lot of variations. It has snow mountains on the top, that's up in the north, Himalayas. Then we have the Rajasthan, the Rajasthan area, which is the desert region, and real desert, like the Gobi Desert. So you'll be surprised when you go there that India has so much to offer. If you go down in the south, even though on this trip we are not going, but I just want to give you a knowledge about it, we have beaches, and some of the places that we are going to stay are actually forts and palaces. These are the Havelis where the Maharajas used to live before they gave up their Maharajaship. So now they've been converted into hotels where some of you are going to stay for the trip. So in the south we have beaches, very beautiful beaches. So next time after this trip we're going to plan the south trip. And we also have this is called the backwaters. It's a little half man-made and half natural. It's a very smooth sailing over here. We spend overnight over here in the south region. And everybody knows Ayurveda, massage, and all kind of spices have come from India. So when you go there, you will have a sense of really what Sheldon said. What was that word? Sensory. Yes. Food-wise, everybody has a little bit of concern when they go to India that what kind of food they're going to get. I typically say you will get McDonald's in India if you're really concerned about food, but nobody goes to India to eat McDonald's. Okay, you get all kinds of food: Mexican, Italian, continental. Of course, the curries, the real authentic Indian food is what people are going to try there. The rotis, the naans, but they're all made in such a way that the foreigners can enjoy it, because India receives 5 million tourists in the span of 6 months, because that is the only touristic time from September to March. They are aware of the taste of the foreign people, so they have accustomed the Indian to suit them, Indian food to suit them. Festival wise, India has 365 festivals, so every day there is one festival happening. You have Holi, Diwali, We celebrate Christmas, we celebrate New Year, we celebrate Valentine's Day, any kind of festival, you name it, you have it in India. So when you're going, you will be surprised to see so many things happening. One or the other thing is definitely happening when you're there in April over there. So now we'll come on the tour portion. Technically, the first trip that anybody takes to India, they always want to go to the north. That's the top region over there. That's Delhi, Agra, Jaipur. I'll explain why, because everybody who has come to India has actually come from this region, and many people want to go there and see how it has changed and what is the India looks like, or what is the new thing in India. Yeah. So we have designed the tour in such a way that we will go to Delhi. I will touch on each and every point that we are going there. So just to show you, I have given you a big map, a full diagram map. That's Delhi, Agra, Jaipur, and it is one of the golden triangle, which is called, like, if you see these three places, you have seen 70-80% of India when you have traveled to these places. I just want to give a little bit of background so that you have a little bit of idea of what we are going to see. You see these small cities, that's Alwar, Sikar, Nagpur, Jaipur. These are all small cities where there were kings, and there were the small towns before it became India. So you have to imagine that you're going to a place which was ruled by so many different kings. Everybody had a different power. Everybody wanted to show off different things by building bigger forts, bigger architecture, and things like that. So you're going into a time and place where everything has changed from 13th century, 14th century to now with different things coming. Yeah. So this is our tour, the main portion. That's Delhi, Agra, Jaipur. We are going to see all the major sightseeings in these places. You will not miss anything, and you will be surprised how we have put in all the major points that has to be seen when you go on this kind of a trip. Sheldon has already touched this. I'll be touching a little bit more in detail. So the price is $2,450. This includes a lot of things which I will be touching in the end. So just to highlight a little bit, it's the price factor that is really attractive in this tour, because it includes your air, hotel accommodation, transportations, and everything. And we have really negotiated with the hotels and the airlines to bring this price to you. And these pricing are only available to the chambers. We don't sell it outside, so anybody who has to book through the chambers on this trip. So as a traveler, why would you like to travel to India? Okay, the first point that says is great price, which I have already touched. You cannot get this kind of a price for this tour for 10 days. Adventure wise, exotic. You have the Mughal emperor forts and palaces. You have the British architecture that you're going to see, the Hindu culture that you're going to see, and the time, the month that we are going is amazing. I saw you reading. It's 28 to 30 degrees, maybe going up to 32 degrees. So very good weather. People who, I'm sure we will have winter over here, so it'll be an excellent time to go to India. Culinary wise, I even see on the trucks over here these days you have the President Choice Naan advertised. So food wise, you will be amazed when you go there. Art and culture, very lately I've heard this movie Slumdog Millionaire, and you've heard the song Jai Ho. So this kind of music and things you will enjoy there. History, I'm going to touch on that, the civilizations, the Mughal, the British, and things like that. And culture, yes, India has amazing culture dating back to 4th century, so it's really amazing. Just to once again to explain you what you're going to see, the Mughal empires. The Mughals actually started coming to India in 13th century. They strongly started coming around 15th century, and they stayed in India till 1658. So they definitely came from Afghanistan, Pakistan, and they came down all these up to all this region over here. It was a time when the Indian kings had to surrender to the Mughals, and then or be partnered with them, and then adopt their culture and live with them and things like that. So you will see a lot of Mughal influence on India because of this. Then came the British Raj. They started coming in 16th century when the Mughals were fully established there. So in between the transition period when they fought, they started leaving, and then British Raj came when British ruled India for 100 years. So you will again see a lot of British architecture. So these are the two main, how do you say, influence on India, the Mughal influence and the British influence. So here we are, we're starting our tour. Welcome to India. When you arrive, you will be very warmly welcomed by our tour leaders. These are all in-house professional tour leaders. We do not hire anybody from outside. As I mentioned to you before, we have our own office in India, and these are our own office tour guides. They are well licensed, they are well educated, they have done a proper course on history. So when anyone of our tour guide or the gentleman will be with you, they will be able to tell you in depth about the monuments, the places and history when you're traveling with them. And as we are starting the tour, you all have the paper in front of you. Once you arrive in the night, you will be picked up, you will be taken to the hotel, and then the next day morning we have a breakfast, and then we go for the city tour. So when we start our city tour, we have added the main important places which I did tell you that we are going to cover. So one of them is the Gateway of India in Delhi. This was actually built in World War I, when the Indian people, when they were part of the British Army, when the Indians fought with the British in World War I, and roughly around 80,000 people died in the war. So each and every one's name is actually carved on the monument. So when you go there and see, you'll be amazed how they have put everything in detail. That's Qutub Minar. That's actually the first monument built by the Mughals. It's actually, before it was like a mosque, but now it's just like a monument. And it was also the single stone standing monument up to 300 years ago, till the CN Tower came in. Yeah, it's quite tall, and it's made out of single stone monument. From the far it looks a little short, but that's me over there in January. I went there in January. It's really amazing. I have some pictures of the pillar. You will see it has typical Muslim or Mughal architecture. They have different linings, whereas the Indians have a different lining. So you will be able to see all those kind of different culture that has come here. That's the President House. Also the Parliament is in Delhi. Before the capital of India was Calcutta. When Britishers came in, they brought in Delhi. They changed it to Delhi. They rebuilt the whole Delhi city. They have, if you will see, the whole Delhi has a lot of British architecture. The Parliament, the President House. Right now, this is the place where the running party is sitting. This is like Ottawa. So all the big shots sit over here. That's the Parliament House. So we will be going to all these places on our first day city tour when we are over there. We also have added quite a few things to make it very, very interesting. As we go along, I'll be highlighting. So in Delhi, this is one of the highlights that we are going to do a small rickshaw ride. Right now we have it in Toronto. When you go to the CN Tower, there are some rickshaw rides over here. Like before, we never had anything. But this is where in India, when you go, you'll experience the real rickshaw ride. It's a small lane, shopping lane, where you have a lot of shopping, and this experience is there. You will get a lot of time to shop. Every place we go, that's Delhi, Agra, Jaipur, everywhere you will have a good opportunity to shop. You can shop quite a few things. I always say travel with 2 bags, 1 bag empty and 1 bag full, so that when you come back, you have 2 bags full. You can shop clothing. So a lot of goods that are made here, you can watch, they will say made in India. So a lot of material which are not exported out are sold back home in India in the retail market. Or you can also buy a lot of souvenirs, like these are marble made, handcraft made out of marble, many different things, bags, purses, you can buy there. There are 2 different areas of shopping. These are some government shops. They have fixed pricing, so there is no bargaining in this. Whatever price tag you see, you pay that. And the one that we showed you a little bit before, it's out on the road. That's where you have the fun, the bargain. If anybody loves to bargain, that's the place to be. And I'm sure ladies love bargaining. Some other monuments, again you will see there's a lot of Mughal monuments and British monuments mix as we go along. This is in Old Delhi. That's where the Mughal Empire was there before. That's one of the monument built by the Mughals. Then we are going, the next day we are going to a city called Jaipur. It's a 4 hours drive from Delhi to Jaipur. The transportation I will show you in the end. It's through a good air conditioned bus. When we arrive in Jaipur, we are checking into the hotel. Again, the next day morning we have breakfast and we are starting the city tour. We're going to this beautiful place, the Amber Fort. It's 14 kilometers outside the city, up on the hill, and you have to go on an elephant ride to reach over there. Again, the same thing when you will look at the architecture. So this is the Indian architecture that I was explaining, like the flowers, whereas the Mughal architecture would be straight kind of a line. So when you go and visit these monuments, they will explain you a lot of history, why this is so and what happened here and how they have changed and things like that. So that's how you have to go. The only way to go up is an elephant. No, I'm not joking. It's a joke. If you want to go on an elephant, it's perfect. That's the way really the Maharajas used to go up, and we want you to experience, so that's the way. But if somebody is really afraid, you can go by jeep also. We have jeep safari also. Don't worry, there are no seat belts because it goes at 0 speed, so you don't have to be bothered. But I have another picture in the next slide which I will show you how you basically go up. So the elephant doesn't go down, the elephant is always standing. They have actually built these staircases. So these are the steps. You go up on the steps and then you stand up over there and sit on the cart, and then when you're coming down is the same way. So both in the bottom as well as on the top, they have this kind of facility to go up and down the elephant. You'll really love it. You'll enjoy it. Trust me. Everywhere you have a new, unique travel experience, like the rickshaw ride, the elephant ride, And these are some of the architecture, the forts and palaces inside the Amber Fort. So it's a large fort. Some forts were actually built for protection. Some forts were built for design. That means they were built as a city. Then inside that they have a smaller city kind of a thing and things like that. So when you go inside here, you will see they have the living room, they have schools, they have different areas. You will also see the Maharaja, he had 7, 8 wives, so he had different rooms for them, and he had secret tunnels to go inside and meet them. So, yeah. Well, that's me over there. Anybody can make a guess how much this beautiful turban would cost? Just a guess, wild guess.
$100?
No, $10. Yes,
Wow.
250 rupees. To be honest, the reason why I'm showing or highlighting is you will have real value for money when you're going there. Not only the Indian things, but otherwise also like T-shirts, jeans, purses, Indian design, so many things. You'll get amazing shopping over there. And this is just this January that I came back. Jaipur is also known for its pink color. It is one of the lords was actually going, the British lords was going to Jaipur, and just to in his honor, they wanted to show respect. They painted the city pink. So since then, even now, almost like 70, 80 years, they're still painting the city pink. The whole city is pink. Like you see the pink color over there. So every monument you will see is pink color. Yeah. This one monument is actually called Hawa Mahal. Hawa is wind and Mahal is palace. The reason they are calling it Hawa Mahal is because it's just a facade. There is nothing behind it. Now I know 2 stories for it, and both of them are true. You have house and home complexes behind that. Okay. So the first story is these are all actually pigeonholes, small pigeonholes. So the ladies would come here and sit over here, and underneath is actually a bazaar, a market. So the ladies always had to cover their head. They would not show their face. So they would sit over here and look down and send the maids to buy something. So that was like their television. Okay. The second thing is because it's in Rajasthan, the hot region, the air when it blows through this and when it goes inside, it becomes cool. And scientifically, it's true. So, as I said, both the stories are true. And this is the city palace, still very well maintained, shining tiles, even from 14th, 15th century, all marble carving and very well decorated. It's still maintained by the government. That's the government guard over there. So When you go over there, you'll really enjoy. Some of the places are called Sheesh Mahal. Sheesh is like mirror, so you can literally see your face in the marble carving and the marbles that they have put over there. Shopping, I think Sheldon did ask me to mention about shopping. Any place, Delhi, Agra, Jaipur, all the three places you will have amazing shopping. But every place you'll have different shopping. In Jaipur, you have a lot of jewelry, very good for ladies. You have those nice Indian dresses that you want to wear, you want to buy. Again, simple kurta and all those things. Good cotton shopping you can get. This is a place by which we will pass by. It's called Fatehpur Sikri. It is also called Lost City. One of the Mughal Maharaja wanted to make this as his new home and settle down over here. So he spent a lot of money, and you will see everything is made out of red stone. They built the whole city very well. Unfortunately, they did not check the water supply, so there was no water supply coming to this place. They had to build a very huge big dam. When you go there, you will still see it's almost like 8 to 10 stories deep and wide for the water tank. They lived there only for 8 months, and then they abandoned the city. So in today's stock market, very bad investment. Very beautifully built. When you go there, everything is built out of red stone. So hardly 8 months they lived there, and it's still, when you go there, you will still feel it's so fresh because nobody lived actually over there. Yeah, so these are some of the pictures of that place. It's a very huge complex, maybe around an hour to see the whole complex. So you can imagine how big they had built to stay and live there. This monument is one monument which is so hard to describe. I am born and brought up in India, but I never went and saw Taj Mahal until this January. And to be honest, it's seeing is believing. That's the right word is said over there. It took 21 years to build this monument. 21,000 people to work on this monument. It's really a crown on India, whatever you call it. It's so beautiful. When you go there, you really feel the sense, the pleasure, how they have designed the whole architecture in 14th, 15th century when they didn't have no apps, no programs, no iPads or whatever. The architecture, the structures are so beautifully done and so meticulously designed. Here also you'll get a chance of shopping. These guys are actually making on the white stone. They are actually carving the white stone and then they put inside a color stone inside that. So you will get crockery, coasters, ashtrays, all kind of different things designed out of the white marble, but very, very nice handicraft. We are trying to maintain this, so we are trying to take the tourists here so that this culture remains. These are the descendants of the people who actually built the Taj Mahal. So there are very few left, maybe 500 or 1,000 people. That's it. It's not a lot. So it's just to support them so that they keep continuing or passing the tradition of how they, design these things. That's again the same Fatehpur Sikri, which I already explained to you. This is Agra Fort. This was the headquarters of the Mughal Empire. So the Britishers made their headquarters as Delhi. The Mughal made their headquarters as Agra. And this is the fort where they used to actually make the gold coin. So that's the place where they had the minting machine. So this is from the farther place. So when I heard about it, I thought I might get some gold. So that's me again when I went over there. Unfortunately, nothing was there. This is the entrance of the fort. This is where everybody used to come and sell the things. So this is actually like the entrance, the photograph before, and this is inside that fort. So as I said, some forts were built for security. So Agra Fort is definitely because to show the strength, and that was their headquarters. And inside that you have all these places built inside that. It's another view from the Red Fort to see the Taj Mahal. These are some of the hotels. We have selected very nice properties that we are staying, tried and tested. always clients enjoy here, and they have very good amenities, swimming pools, good facilities, you name it. I mean, it's very nice to stay in these properties. So this is one of the property that we are staying, Intercontinental in New Delhi, Lee Meridian in Jaipur, and JP Palace in Agra. I have some pictures of the one of the properties. That's the Intercontinental. So looking very grand, around 400-500 rooms. So very well known property. Yeah. That's the inside. So just to show you, they have a decent size room. If you want twin beds, king bed, 2 single beds, they have all the facility. You have television inside, you have swimming pools in some of them. Now this property is actually like a palace. If you will see, it's designed differently. It has all those palace kind of a structure on the top. So it's palace converted into hotel right now. That's another palace converted into hotel. That's JP Palace. So this is our transportation that we use. Very decent air-conditioned transportation, brand new, 3 to 4 years. We have 2 different sizes. One is around 25-seater, one is around 35-seater. So if you go inside, this is roughly around 25-seater. So very comfortable, very nice seats, fully air-conditioned. The drives are roughly between 3 to 4 hours. Keep in mind, the speed is roughly around 60 to 65 kilometers per hour. So when you see the distances, you will feel the distances are short, but the time is long if you're calculating according to the Ontario speed. So the speed is slow, but otherwise it's a very nice journey. A lot of nature around when you're driving, so you will have a good time. Depending on the size of the group, so if we are hoping that we'll have 2 full buses, 35 each. So we'll be using that kind of a service. Now what it includes a lot of things that I've already told you, but if you want to just refresh, hotel accommodation, daily breakfast, so every day you have breakfast, all sightseeings. We will not ask you to pay here, pay there, pay there. Everything is included. Going to the Taj Mahal, going to Qutub Minar, Amber Fort, everywhere we take you, a local guide and our professional guide to explain you everything, all is covered. Elephant ride, that marble carving craftsmanship which I explained to you. We will also take you to a carpet weaving and block printing, so they will show you how they do the block printing, gem cutting, English speaking guide, 1 bottle, mineral bottle every day, international flight, all taxes. So everything is included in this. What is not included is there on the next slide, is your lunch and dinner. There are a few reasons why we have not added that. Number 1, lunch, you're always out on the tour. Then many people have a good breakfast and they want to have a light snack. Dinner, because we really want you to enjoy what you feel at the end of the day you want to do. So you want to go for an Italian, you want to go for an Indian, you can really decide on that. Tipping, it's any country you go, any touristic place you go, you have to tip. Anything that you use from the bar, the inside room, the fridge bar that you use. 1 or 2 places there's a camera charge, but I don't think on your trip there is any camera charge. Some places in India for tourists, when you carry your camera, they charge you $1 or $2. That's the most they charge you because you're clicking pictures from there. Insurance is not there, which Naki is going to cover, but otherwise than that, it's a fabulous inclusions on the tour. Some information about visas and other things. Number 1, all Canadians need visa for India. Very simple process. I also have the photocopy, the slides on that, which I will show you. Just try to make sure, I'm sure you all have traveled on a trip, so you know minimum 6 months is what you should have your passport valid. Health wise, you don't need any vaccination, but it's always recommended to have your own personal checkup from the doctor depending on your health. But as a rule, like in Africa, you need yellow fever, malaria. In India, you don't need anything, so it's perfectly fine. You want to, because you're going to the Rajasthan area, which is a little bit like a desert, you want to tell your doctor that you want to have a mosquito, kind of a protection or something, which is good. You can do that. Otherwise, it's perfect. There's nothing to worry about. Language is English. Everybody speaks English, so even if they understand, they'll say yes. Even if they don't understand, they'll say yes. As I said, I did make a copy of the visa application. They have made the process very, very simple. If you go online, everything is very well explained. You have to actually apply online. They even have a sample form, how to fill your name, address, and everything. So it's very well done, good explanation on that. And you submit it online. You also have to print it. So once you submit, the information goes to them, but you also have to print it and then submit with your passport. So these are the first 2 pages. I also copied the chart for the visa fees. It's done through a company. It's an outsourced company by the Indian consulate. It's called VFS Global. They charge $20 in Ontario with a return courier, and $62 for the visa fees. So roughly around $80 for the whole process. Just to give you an idea about the currency, I did mention 1 rupee is equal to 55. $1 is equal to 55 Indian rupees. The $100 over there is roughly $2, so that's your toonie, and the $500 is your $10. You cannot get Indian rupees over here. You always have to get it over there. You can exchange at the airport, in the hotel, everywhere you do. They'll give you good rates. Maybe 1 rupee, 2 rupee difference, but otherwise it's very safe to do that. You can carry up to $5,000 cash, which I know nobody does it. You can carry your Visa card, MasterCard, anything. Just call the company and tell them that you're going there, and you can do that. You can use Visa and Master everywhere. There are more ATMs machine in India than anywhere else in the world. Yeah, trust me. So just tell your card company that you're going to India, and you can use your card over there. Communication wise, again, similar to the ATM machines, everywhere they have international phone booth. You can call home at excellent speed, no worries at all at any time. Internet is also available everywhere, Wi-Fi in the hotels. Some places it's paid, some places it would be free, but communication wise, no problem at all. There are 32 million mobile users in India. Yeah. This is just to give you an idea. If you, for your lunch, you might spend up to $10 to highest up to $10 to have a good meal. For drinks, like a water bottle, you can get it easily for $1 or so. So it's very, very reasonable. It's not expensive at all. Only one recommendation: water. Always drink bottled water. Don't drink from the tap. And food wise, do not eat outside. Like you have stalls over here which are safe, but in India, no. Always eat in a restaurant, and you're sure that nothing will go wrong. Weather wise, we're going on a very good month. April and September are actually the lean period, where the temperature is between 28 to 32, even though nobody can tell you exactly, but this is the range. And you can have casual dressing, t-shirts, jeans, shorts, no worries at all. You can have a good time. You're going for enjoyment and have fun. Tipping is, I did mention before also, it's just like a custom. Any foreign country you go, people do expect tipping. We have some guidelines that we would be giving you, what to tip your bellboy, to your waiter, to the tour guide, to the bus driver. It's up to you then later on how you want to go about. I think this is double, which I already included. Lunches are not included and things like that. Yeah. People are very, very friendly. Many people are afraid, when we go to this destination, that destination, when we ask them to click pictures, they ask for money. Nothing like that. People are very friendly. You want to click pictures with anybody, most welcome. Just tell them, and as I said, if they understand, they'll say yes. If they don't understand, they'll still say yes. People are very, very polite. They like tourists, because 5 million tourists in 6 months is, it's amazing number that India is receiving that way. So I'm sure by the time you come back from the trip, you will definitely learn some 8 to 10 good Indian words. The first word is namaste, which is used for both for welcome as well as for goodbye. Yeah. So this is all from my side, and I hope.
Can we get back to that last slide?
Yes.